Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about my December. I have to think about like a third thing. That you cute thing is like, I feel like it doesn't flow, if that makes sense. So if you can think of something better, we'll change it to that. So let's get started because I've got a lot of products to talk about. I'm gonna start off with skincare. Let's do cleansing first. The All Clean Balm, this is what I've been using throughout December. Really enjoy it. I have this one, and then this oil cleanser was actually a shit of this month. So I'm very upset that I ran out of this. Before this, I was using the Unpretty Rap Star one, which is good, but this one is also really good. Heimish is a brand that was started by people that used to be in Vanilla Co. So a lot of Heimish stuff is Vanilla Co. Formulations, but like better, I guess, like improved upon. So this one is slightly better than the Clean It Zero balm because it doesn't leave like a residue on the skin. So I really like this to remove like all my makeup. And yeah, my Australian friend got me this when he went to Japan. This is the Perfect Whip by Senka. This is a really popular foaming cleanser in Korea, and of course, because I ran out of my oil cleanser from Triotic, I've been trying to use other ones, and unfortunately I fell into the hole of using foam cleansers. The thing is, I don't use this alone, I use it with my little foam maker, and so I guess that's alright, it hasn't broken me out. I really like this one because the what makes this famous is that it really foams up, and the particles apparently are much smaller than most other foam cleansers, so it like goes deep into there's like a little picture here. It goes like deep into the skin, so it more properly cleanses your skin. And I love the way this is really, one, the fact that it foams up super big, and it's really soft on the skin, but it really makes your skin feel clean but not completely stripped like a lot of other foam cleansers can. So that's why I really like this. It is a little bit pricier in Korea than in Japan. In Japan it's like dirt cheap, but in Korea it's much more expensive. I was walking around Gangnam and I stopped by Skin Food, and at the time I was feeling very dry, so I wanted to pick up a cream cleanser because I haven't used cream cleansers in a long time. The Rice Brightening Cleansing Cream from Skin Food is, I really like it. It's a lot thicker than a lot of other cleansing creams, so I feel like my skin isn't just like eating up all the cleansing cream. I'm actually like able to really massage it into my skin. So this would be really good if you do facial massages. Of course, because it's a cleansing cream in nature, it's much more moisturizing than other cleansers. It leaves the skin feeling soft and supple, but I don't feel like there's like a residue on my skin. Then again, I put it on dry skin. You know, I massage it, I cleanse, and then I wet it with a little water, and then I kind of massage it in further, and then I wipe it off with a sponge. So I don't feel like there's any residue on my skin, but it hasn't broken me out or anything. But I find it worked really well in terms of keeping my skin more moisturized in the morning, especially because I don't really want to use a foam cleanser in the morning, because although this one wasn't like drying, I just felt like I didn't really need to really cleanse off my face when all I did the night before was just put on skincare. So this is really good for if your skin is like really needing that moisture. To go along with the fact that my skin was getting a lot more dry because it is like dead of winter now, the NLab I never know how to say this shit. The Hyaluronan cream. This is the Subin cream, the gel version, and it's the Subin cream in like the salve version. They're both basically the same thing, just different textures. The gel one's much lighter and the salve cream is a lot thicker. This is kind of like, I describe this as like Vaseline for the face, but of course, Vaseline, you can like feel it on top of your skin. This one, it's really thick. Actually, no, it's not as thick as Vaseline, but it's much creamier than this one, obviously. But it just as well moisturizes. And you guys know I like to use multi-functioning products, so that's why I've been using a lot of moisturizers that, you know, not just claim not to just moisturize, but also like heal the skin, etc. But I think at some point I just needed moisture. So these are really great, fantastic basic moisturizers. And if your skin is more oily, the gel type is much better. And if you're more oily and you're more concerned about like the heaviness, this isn't heavy feeling, I think. It's just richer than this one. So if you're concerned about that, then the gel type is really good. Really great if you just want like simple, quick skincare and like not too much fussiness. NLab makes really good like basic skincare products. And they did actually sponsor Beauty Beast, so that's how I got into these, because we had a bunch laying around, so I was just using them up. They are included in the Beauty Beast box, which I do need to talk about. The kind of tagline is daily, sensitive, and mild, so great for every day, great for sensitive skin, it's very mild. There was an event that Beauty Beast had gone to that was sponsored. I don't think the whole thing was sponsored, but there's a brand called Uju, which is this new brand that's coming up in Korea. And they're actually more known for their face masks, but they do have an eye cream. This is the wrinkle correcting eye cream. It has a twist top, and at the top you have like a metal like applicator, and you squeeze it, and then like the eye cream comes out at the top, and you can use it to massage it under your eyes. And the tip is it's very, very cold and really cool to touch. So I guess, I mean, I know that's great for puffiness. I don't really have puffiness, I don't think, like under my eyes, but if you do, I think this would be good for that. It didn't really help my dark circles, not that it claims to, but I do find that my under eye fine lines are more under control, especially under makeup when I'm using this eye cream. It's really thick and moisturizing, which is what I like for my under eyes. Oh, I forgot to talk about this cleansing product. This 3CE White Milk Packed Foam. I think I talked about this last month, but I've really, really been into it this month. And this is really just like, kind of like a clay cleanser. You know, the ones that you leave on and it hardens like a clay mask, but it's not as hard. I think it's a lot softer because it does foam up if you add water to it, just slightly. But it does work with my foam maker. It makes like really big bubbles. But if you were to put this on like a mask first, which is what I really like to use it for, and then add water to rinse it off, it doesn't really bubble a lot. It just foams a little bit. I really like how this really lifts my skin, and that's not a thing that I really look for in skincare, but I like the feeling of it, and it leaves my skin feeling soft and clean, just like a cream cleanser would. And I still have like a lot in here. I use a lot, but I feel like I'm barely halfway, so a little does go a long way with this. My friend gifted me the Sunday Riley Luna Sleeping Night Oil. I know, I don't know, I think I talked about this last week, or last month. Probably did, but I finally finished it this month because I use a lot, and this is one of those products where I'm upset when I use all of it, on the rare occasion that I use all of it. It just leaves my skin, especially in the morning, my skin is like brand new, super soft, supple, and like really plump. I feel like lately people have been commenting about how much my skin is still not that great, but it's been improving especially over this last month, and I feel like it has to do with this one because I ran out of my Natural Pacific stuff, which I was also sad that I ran out of. So I moved on to this one, and this is, I don't know, it's extremely expensive, so that's why the fact, you know, it was gifted to me, so that's why I used it. But if I was able to buy it like in store, like at a Sephora, then I would probably pick it up again. But this is a really fantastic night oil, great for if you just want something really hydrating, really treating. If you want something that really does something to your skin, then I think this is a great option, especially if you want something to happen to your skin, but you're too lazy to like add a bunch of stuff like I would. You can just cleanse, tone, and then just use this. I actually use this under my moisturizer, and that's super rich and maybe a little too heavy for some people, but I like it. And the thing is, I use an entire dropper's worth. I know Joan, when she used it, she didn't feel like it did anything, but she did say she only used a few drops. For me, I use an entire dropper. I don't know. You have to weigh your pros and cons, because that, even though I feel like that will do the best for your skin, you end up using more product quicker. And this is not cheap by any means, so yeah, I really like it. I'm probably gonna pick this up again if the chance ever comes up. This is the L'Oreal UV Perfect Advanced 12-Hour UV Protector Sunscreen from L'Oreal. I got my makeup done at Chow Academy, and they used this on me. I really like the way it made my skin look, because this is the even complexion version, and this is the anti-dullness. And these sunscreens, which are really thin, by the way, very similar to the Biore one that I like, the water one, very thin in texture. But these ones have a bit of pigment to them. The even complexion one has a bit of like a yellow beige tinge, like a BB cream almost. And then the anti-dullness has a bit of a lavender color to it, so that, well, the even complexion one evens out your skin tone, even just the slightest. That way I actually end up using less base makeup, but it feels super lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like I have anything on. And then the anti-dullness has a bit of lavender, so I feel like my skin tone is a little brightened. Although I don't think it makes a huge difference if you're gonna wear makeup over it anyway. In general, I like the texture of both of them. Really, really nice sunscreens, especially because they work well under makeup. I don't feel like because a lot of sunscreens, as you know, can make your makeup look shit by the end of the day, almost like a bad primer, I guess. But these ones work just like skincare, and they do even out the skin a little bit, so great for putting under makeup, and also if you don't wear makeup and you want a little bit of like evenness to the skin. But of course, it only comes in one color, like the even complexion one at least, and so it's not going to suit like the super deepest complexions. I don't know, I really like it. And it is SPF 50 PA+++. Last month during my hits and shits, Joan gifted this to me on camera, the CosRX Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask, and this is one of those products that I feel definitely in the morning will make a huge difference for me. Not a lot of products do that because I test so many skincare products. This is one of the few that does, because I felt like it was just gonna be like a regular face mask. Like in the morning, I'm like, wow, my skin is like moisturized. But my skin tone was glowing. It was super even. My skin looked really plumped and like evened out, if that makes sense. Like the texture, really great. It's also because my skin was chapped and this really took care of that like dryness. I don't know how often you're supposed to use overnight mask, but I use this like every night for a week and my skin was looking real good. And the fact that there's rice in it, rice is known for brightening the skin. I'm glad that this does more than just moisturize. All right, I think before we get into the makeup, I'll talk a little bit about body and hair products. The Rose Argan Body Conditioner and the Rose Jam. These are my favorite Lush products. This is just a fantastic basic body wash, and I like the scent. The scent is amazing. I love this rose scent, but it's not like grandma rose. It has a bit of sweetness and like a bit of a lemon to it. So I really like this. And the Rose Argan Body Conditioner is actually my first Lush product ever. This is like my 3rd or 4th bottle of this. I would pay for these two because it is really expensive. Oh my god, fuck. In Korea. I mean, even in America, I feel like it's still expensive. This is really great for like my upper arms and elbows and knees because those areas are really dry for me. And this stuff, like just like a conditioner for hair, conditions the body, the skin's feeling really soft and smooth, and the smells together. I got these products from Style Korean, the Black Monster Om. And when I saw this in the box that I received, I was like, oh god, more men's products. But these are actually for hair, so I gave it a bit of a chance. The Black Monster Om Down Perm for men. I've used several different down perms, but this one I feel like does the best job. Like my skin, my hair is really flat. Because a lot of the other ones don't really, either they last after like one wash, or it's not super flat, but this is like, apparently it's strong and long-lasting barbershop perm. I didn't know barbershops give perms, but I do have a video where I show you how I use down perms. I'll try to remember to link it up here. If I forget, please yell at me in the comments. And then the Black Monster Black Puff. I was a little confused as to what this was, but it's literally just, inside here there's powder, black powder to be specific, and it's actually just meant, oh shit, see in there? It's actually just meant to fill in any empty spots on your head. Like if you, maybe, I don't know, you've got gray hair or something and you need to touch up the roots. Or what I like to use this for is when I get my hair cut, because this part I get, they use a buzzer or a clipper. Because my hair goes so fast, I do try to cut it a little shorter because it'll be a waste of money for me to go back like the next week after it grows back already. So, but the thing, it ends up I look a little bald over here, a little bare over here. So what I love to use this for is to fill it in this area. And the thing is, the powder, I feel like I was a little like about using it that way because when I go to bed, because I don't wash my hair every single night, I was worried that the particles would like get on my blanket, or my pillow, but it doesn't, because once it hits the scalp or the skin, whatever, it's hard to like take it off. So it's really great for like, it's very long wearing for what it is. Fills in this area because like you see how my hair is more full now because it grew out. It's more full. It looks more like this rather than like the balding kind of sideburns, because sometimes that can happen. Sometimes they cut too much, or if my hair is thick, but because of that, if it's too short, it looks really sparse. Or if your hair is just naturally thinner and it will always look like that, then something like this is really great for filling it in temporarily until it grows out a little bit. It looks a little thicker. And there is I mean, I guess you could use the mirror. It's not too bad, but it's quite small. But I really like this product. I don't think it's on the site right now though, because even though Style Korean sent it to me, where it at? And then last but not least for hair products, Moon Fiber. So Moon Fiber is a brand that was started by that really popular guy on Instagram, Edward Zoe. And I bought the entire range. It was $150. There's no discount if you bought all of them at the same time. It's just literally like you're buying all the things but in one box as opposed to like individually. So you're not really saving any money. So it's very, very expensive. But I'm still testing all the products, so there will be a review at some point. But this one was the easiest for me to just talk about because even after one use, you can kind of see the effects. This is the Moon Fiber Lunar Dust Phase 1. And basically, this is one of those root lifters. Well, first of all, when I picked it, I was like, is there even anything in here? But I just think the formula is so light that that it feels empty. Oh shit. But it's one of those hair products that's like powder that you put at the root of the hair to add lift. And this stuff, I never really believed in that stuff because my hair is so thick and it really doesn't do anything. But this works very well. Especially for here where I like to have, because sometimes my head can look flat here. So I add this to the roots to give this part lift. And it really it actually adds lift. Like you sprinkle a little at the very root and then you kind of rub it in and it activates it. And your hair kind of just stands up. So if you need something like that, this is really good. I know other brands make stuff like this, like Schwarzkopf, so I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts because I don't know how much product's in here because I can't feel and I can't see inside. But so far, I really enjoy this. So do wait for the full review in the whole range. Alright, now time for the makeup. Let's start with base. I wanted to get a green primer because I haven't used green primer in a while, and the 3CE style Nanda Back to Baby makeup base in green. It has SPF 30 PA++. This is a really great primer because I feel like when I did try green primers, I was like, this didn't do anything. My skin is still like red. This is really pigmented for a primer. It's like really, well, I don't think this will work if your skin is like, oh shit. Only need the smallest amount because it's so pigmented. Like a little goes a long way. And I don't think it really like helps in the way of like, oh, my makeup is lasting so much longer. It's more like, you know, my skin tone's even now. I can use less base. So it's great in that way, but I don't feel like I noticed a difference in terms of longevity. But if you have really red skin, I think this would be a really great option for you to put under your base. So when you're evening out your skin tone with foundation or concealer, it's easier to cover up because most of it will be neutralized with the primer already. But the thing is, like I said, because it's so pigmented and also it can look very SPF looking, so use a little bit goes a very long way. Continuing into base products, Too Cool for School BB Foundation Lunchbox is a really awesome option for those of you that want something quick, because in the main bottle you've got your foundation. Right here, it's on a spatula. A little questionable in terms of hygiene, but make sure you're using clean fingers and all that. And on the top, you got your concealer here, and you've got your highlighter, and there's a little mirror in there, which I guess you can use. But I think this is really great because you can use the foundation all over. It's like a light base, and then if you need to pinpoint conceal anything, then you got your concealer, which is a really good consistency. And then you've got, of course, your highlighter. Very creamy and beautiful. All the products work really well together, so your skin can look really fresh and awake. Great for people like that go to school and want something quick, and you know, if you're late to school, you can just grab it, put it in your bag, and maybe on the way, on the bus or something, or in class, you can just quickly slap everything on. The only downside is that it's only in 2 shades, and it is a little bit more on the neutral pinkish side, so I do have to deduct points from that, but the concept and the quality and like the wear of the products is really great. If you do have oily skin though, I would set it because it's more on like the natural dewy side. I'm just gonna run through these really quick. This one, I've always loved this cushion. It's it's like my top, maybe this is my favorite cushion of all time. The formula is really great. It's super pigmented, so you only need like the tiniest amount, and it goes such a long way. And the coverage is great. The finish is more on the natural side to more dewy side. So if you have oily skin, I would set it. She does have a matte formula one, but I don't really like it, to be honest. Really great for those with oily skin, but that have good skin. This is great overall, and I really like it. It comes in 5 shades. When I found out that she was coming out with a concealer, I was like, another concealer. But this is like one of the best concealers I've ever used. I use it for everything. I use it for concealing my lips, my blemishes, of course, my under eye circles, when I do my brows. I didn't use it today, but a lot of people are like, oh my god, your brows are so fleeky lately. It was this, because I use this under my brows with a brush. Super creamy and like blendable, but when you blend it, it doesn't lose pigmentation. It just it just covers whatever you need to cover. And you only need like a tiny amount because it's so highly pigmented. Oh my god. And the shade beige that I use is such a good color for my skin tone, which is like a MAC NC25. It's just like a really great product. It comes in 4 shades. Along with that concealer, I've also been getting into this a lot lately, the Pro Fit Liquid Concealer. I'll put this on like the triangle area of my face. Super pigmented, and the thing is, I'll be using less base product, and then because most of my trouble areas like my dark circles plus the redness around my cheeks, so I'll just put a light layer of foundation or whatever, or cushion, and then I'll put this like more concentrated right here. I'll blend it out, and it's super chokchoke. It's really moisturizing. It's very natural looking as well. It doesn't look like it doesn't sit on top of things, if that makes sense. Just have to make sure that I set it. Lately, I've been into baking, which I'm going to talk about right now. I've been into baking lately, so I don't really have to worry about this area. But it's great for those with dry skin. If you have oily skin, again, I would set it. Like I said, I've been into baking a lot lately, and I've been using these 2 powders because I think these are the only powders that I have left, loose setting powders. Of course, the Pony Effect Blur powder one. This is just an HD powder. It does come with like a puff, which I like to use, which I was really into. I would just, push in my foundation with a puff, or push in my powder with a puff. But honestly, I would just twist off the top and use my beauty blender and pick some product up and put it under my eyes to bake. The other one that I really like, which I don't necessarily even need to use for baking because I can just use it with a brush and it really set my makeup well, is the Perfecting Loose Powder from Maybelline. Really great product. It's actually, I feel like it's a lot, the formula's even thinner even than the Pony Effect one, so you can get that really smooth HD finish. But the only thing you need to be careful with this one is that I feel like it can flash back in photography and make you look really white. And I know that's just in flash photography. However, I also feel like it's almost like even under the sun or any hot bright lights, you can notice that bit of whiteness. So you need to be careful. Make sure you're not using over a super matte product. Use it over something very moist. That way it will prevent that sort of flashback sort of look. Let's talk about cheeks right now. I really enjoyed the e.l.f. These two came together, this highlighting kit. There's like the whipped, I forgot what this is called, the facial whip or something. I think they reformulated because it's much thicker and more pigmented. It's not just like straight up shimmer, I feel like. It's definitely got that punch to it, but it more so comes off as like a really great shiny, like it makes your skin look really moist. And also the formula is a lot thicker, so it works well for me under here because I can get quite like wrinkly in this area, but because it's not so thin, it doesn't just sit on top of the skin, kind of like really, it really works into the skin. You know, it ends up looking like really natural, like this. I'm not wearing highlighter right now, but it gives like this look where it's just like really beautiful and natural. And then this came with it as well, the illuminating palette. Really great. It's almost like the ambient light powders from Hourglass because you can use this all over, even as what I've been told. But I can also use these as tops of my cheekbones and things like that. And the thing is, highlighter palettes I see like this, I always assume are, you know, you can use any of the colors because they all come out the same on the skin, but these are actually quite pigmented for what they like. When you put this on, you're gonna get this color. So I'll use these on like the tops of my cheeks. It's like an actual highlight. Then these maybe right here is more of like a bronzy highlight, if that makes sense. And they look really natural and pretty on the skin. So for an e.l.f. product, this is actually really, really great. Which I'm not surprised at because e.l.f. has been very good in terms of products lately. So I really like this palette along with this. ColourPop was having like an international, like free international shipping, so I ordered some stuff. This is one of the things I got I really, really like. This is the Super Shot Cheek in Cheerio, and it's like a really, what's it? It's like a kind of wine burgundy sort of color, but when you blend it out on the skin, it comes off like it's like a very natural, like, you know, that natural redness that a lot of people with like freckles on their face have, like around here. It's kind of like that shade, and it has like a little tiny bit of luminosity to it. So it's a beautiful color. The formula is great, of course. Super pigmented, super blendable but then again, ColourPop has always been that way. I just think it's like a really pretty color. I love it, and it lasts all day. Another chic product is the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodin, the new cheek like blush palette. I really like these colors. Not as like burgundy-ish as the ColourPop one, but this is more of like a really fresh, bright coral sort of shade for, it's a very natural, but like a different kind of natural, if that makes sense. So it's really cute. It looks very sweet on the cheeks. For me, for my placement of blush, I like to keep it more around here. So this just looks really cute on the face. It's really pretty and super pigmented as well. So I have to be very careful with this because I need to tap off the excess from the brush because I can get very carried away with this one. And then going back to highlighters real quick, these two highlighters I've been really enjoying. I got back into the Shin Stealer one because I stopped using it for a while, but just using it reminded me of how like natural and beautiful it is. It's not super like in your face, like, oh my gosh, it's gone for like Nikki tutorials I'm going, which is also great. But this is more if you just want like to use, if you're into using powder highlighters, but you want something a little more natural. It's really soft, it's really fine. It's not gonna look like highlighter powder particles on the skin. It just adds glow to the face. If you're looking into more moisturizing products, the Spoiler cushion from Tony Moly in Strobing. This is such a pretty highlight. I got this from a subscriber, so thank you. You dip in, you got a little sponge. You see that? It adds such a pretty moisturizing like glow to the skin. It's really fresh. It's almost like the highlighter inside of this Too Cool for School one, but in cushion form. So you can put your base all over, and this one, because you're tapping on top of the cheeks, you're not disturbing your foundation underneath. So this is a really great highlighter. Even though it's natural in terms of the formulation, it's more of like that almost on the more white side of highlighter, so it definitely packs a punch. So you can really adding on the tops of the cheeks and really add drama to the face, but it still looks really natural. I'm going to glaze over these real quick because I don't want to talk about too much of them because I want to review them. I got a bunch of new stuff from Etude House, and actually, now that I'm mentioning Etude House, I forgot about these in the skincare thing, but let me talk about this real quick. I picked up the Personal Color palettes from the Personal Color line, and it's a line only exclusively available on the Etude House website, I think only in Korea. I'll try to look for someone that sent it internationally, but this powder contour palette, I got the cream and the powder. This is just the powder because I've been using this more. It's such great pigmentation. It's so smooth, creamy, even though like it's a powder. It's really smooth and blendable. And the colors are actually really good. They're not too red or orange. These two are meant for contour. They're not red or orange at all. They look like actual shadows on the skin. Which I was worried because I feel like if you look at it in the pan, you're like, oh god, this is going to be like a bronzy color. but they're really good. These two, I guess, are more for color on the cheeks. This one you can add kind of like on the backs of the cheekbones to add like a kind of bronzy glow. And this one is such a pretty, very similar to the Too Cool for School one. This is a really pretty, bright, like just a really it's very, very natural looking like blush to the cheeks. Because I feel like sometimes blush can look like, because you know when you have like that redness on the cheeks like I do, and then you try to cover the foundation, and then you add blush on top, it's just like, oh god, like I didn't do anything to it, because I'm basically just adding that redness into my cheeks again. This adds like a blush color to your cheeks that it looks really cute. That's all I can describe. It's just it's really, really pretty. And then we've got the two highlighters here. This one is for brightening, and this one is an actual like highlighter. I love to use this on the tip of my nose, like down the center of my face, just like, you know the highlighter areas. In general, and like the mirror is gigantic. It's such a good palette, and like it feels really great quality. So this is, Etude House has been killing it, and this is just up there with that. See, I was just like, let me not talk about this too much, but I ended up talking about it too much. These ones I don't want to talk about too much. These personal color eye palettes, they came out with two. This is the warm palette, so it has more, it's tones for, you know, warm eyes, but the cool palette obviously is more on the cool side. A lot more, oh, this is so fucking pretty. This is my favorite one. I'm just gonna say it now because you know, I already have a lot of colors like this, but they're both super beautiful palettes, super pigmented. Because I'm a little when it comes to Etude House palettes, but super soft, blendable, a little bit more powdery, but the colors and the finishes, that range and finishes that you get. I'm still gonna make a review video on these, but I'm gonna say it now. Must-haves. Going back to skincare a little bit because I forgot about these. Jungkook Eddie introduced me to the sheet mask from Etude House, the 0.2 mm air sheet masks. They're called 0.2 because they're super, super thin. But the thing that makes it really special, there's a ton of different kinds, and I got all of them, so I have like a ton of these in there. But what makes them so great is that the ingredients are all like, because lately there's been this trend of like making sure the ingredients in your skincare are all non-commoditogenic and non-acne causing. So this is just jam-packed full of ingredients that, according to them, are not bad for your skin and won't cause you to break out. For me, honestly, these really show a difference. Even when you like pull it off, I'm just like, oh my god, my face looks so bright and so smooth and so moist. These and like the GPS masks from Troy Atake, these are so good. Don't bother with any other sheet masks. These are really great, and they really stick well to the skin because they're so thin and they have a lot of essence in them. Oh, I love these, and they're so affordable. They're like, these are like the 1,001 ones, I think. I got them for $500 each because they were on sale. These are so good. All right, going back to makeup real quick. Let's move on to lip products. In terms of like lip treatments, of course, the Ginger Sugar Overnight Lip Mask, top favorite like lip moisturizing product of all time. This stuff really gets my lips back to where they should be, really soft and smooth. And in the morning, they're like, I don't need to wear lip balm the rest of the day. But the thing is, I forget to wear this sometimes because I don't want it's super thick and sticky, so I forget to put it on sometimes. But I end up regretting it because it makes a huge difference. And such a little goes such a long way. Like, I barely like dip my finger in and like it's already too much. So, and it's super fucking affordable. The Moonshot Lip Treatment Glow I got from Joan as a gift, thank you. This is it's like the same thing as the Dior the Dior Lip Addict. It's like a really thick, okay, I say thick, it's not thick in the sense like this one. It's more just thicker than like a lip balm, I guess. It's almost between something like this and like a lip oil because it's really smooth. It's almost like a lip gloss in that when it sits on the skin, it like evens out so your lips look really soft and shiny. So you can use it in that way. And also, when you leave it on your skin, the pH level, I guess, of your lips activates it and changes the color a little bit, so you get a bit of a pink to it. So it's really great for not only moisturizing lips, but if you want something natural looking in terms of color for your lips, this would be a great option. Because it's been colder, I can't really wear liquid lips or like lipsticks too much because I just feel like they don't last on my lips that long and they'll end up rubbing off. The Deep and Pure lip tints from Pony Effect are really there. They don't fucking come off my lips. Like, I'm wearing this one today. It's more, I think it might have, no, it's still there. These are so hard. Like, of course, it'll stain like the dead skin on top of your lips, so, you know, there's that. But when it really gets down to like the lips, girl, that shit will not come off until like the next day. I wish the packaging made it a little bit more clear as to what color exactly this is, because sometimes a lot of the colors don't match like the color of this, so I'll be confused as to what it will look like on the lips. I've been really liking these because I'll put it on in the morning and I can do whatever, because I often will like lick or like bite my lips, and everything on it will come off. This, because it's a tint, it stains my lips. And also another kind of lip balm treatment that will change colors on your lips. The Dino Plots lip balm, and this is in #1 Spilled Wine. Really pretty. It's very cushiony, very jelly-like. This really not only acts as like a lip balm, where like it really makes my lips look really soft and smooth, but it does change into color a little bit. Because when you first put it on, it's like not really anything. It's just like moisturizing, but over time it'll change color and it just looks really pretty on the lips. And before we move on to the kind of the shits of this month, I wanted to mention the Peri Pera Ink Velvets. The makeup artist that I mentioned earlier was using this on Coco's lips. I'll try to remember to link the video up here of her doing her makeup. And these are like, well, first of all, they're almost like liquid lipsticks, where you put them on and they're kind of dry. Here, let me swatch them. They kind of dry down to like, not matte, but they're just like the name suggests, they're like velvet on the lips. They're really soft and matte. They're not really shiny. I also got the Powerpuff Girls collaboration one. But the colors are so freaking pretty. They're more on the deep side, so they're not like really like white based colors, so they don't look like, they don't make you look really washed out. This one is my favorite because this one looks just like lip color. But they're so, I have to wait for them to dry down a little bit. But especially if you apply them with like a brush and quite thinly on the lips, they not only look like, one, they're really pretty, they're super pigment and soft, they really like smooth out the look of your lips. Because I was worried because they're, you know, matte and velvet, I was worried like, oh my god, they're gonna make my lips look so dry. But they like really smooth out the surface of the lips. It makes it look so smooth. With that, I was like, oh wow, this is great. They look fantastic. But not only that, they're tints. Like they're actual tints, so they will tint your lips. So it's not gonna rub off and be like, okay, it's gone, where is it? It's gonna like leave a color. They are so pretty and they're not too expensive. I wanna buy all of them so I can swatch all of them for you, but for now I will mention it here. These are really great. I forgot these brow products. Because I got pink hair, I do have to adjust my brow color accordingly. Well, actually, I just do whatever I want, honestly, but I've been using this one a lot lately, the Shin Stealer Long Take Brow Kata. I love this one because of like, well, one, the applicator is really great. It's really small, but it's like triangular, so it's really easy to grab all the hairs, and the color is really great. It's like it's more for like blonde hair, but it has that like undertone to it that makes it work for my pink hair color. And the formula is it really sets your brows and it really thickens up your brows. It's not too like watery or moist. It's between like a dry and like moist, so it really holds down the brow. So I really like this one. The EG Lips or Egg Lips Natural Auto Eyebrow. I got this as like a service, like a free item because I bought like all their eyeliners. But this has been like my favorite. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's in this form and I've been used to using like other kinds of eyebrow products, but I just like how pigmented this is and how easy it is to just fill in my brows with this really quick. So I've been really into this, and it's Egg Lips, so it's like really dirt cheap. It's like the elf of Korea, I suppose. So I'm gonna make a video talking about their eyeliners and things, because those things do not fucking come off. Yeah, right before I move into my shits, I'm gonna mention the Nature Republic Wild Mascara. This I got mostly because just because it was brown, but it's a pretty good formula. It's more on the wet side, but if you let it sit, it will dry down, and it really thickens up the lashes, I think, and it really makes my lashes look longer. Do have to be careful though, because you can run the risk of it like clumping your lashes together so you look like you have less lashes. So only put like maybe one layer, but like a really good layer. And because it's brown, I guess if your hair is like more blonde and you have like the really white eyelashes, but you don't like the look of super dark black mascara, or if it doesn't go with the look that you're going for, then this brown one would be a good option. Oh my god, I was like trying to wipe off the velvet thing swatches. Look at that. Anyway, that's a good thing, so. Alright, so for the shits of this month, surprisingly, I only had one, because the rest of the products are kind of just like, they're alright. This one, I feel kind of bad because Joan gave it to me. The Blossom Teju Camellia Sumbi Enriched Cleansing Oil. In terms of cleansing my makeup off, it's alright. The oil is a little bit thicker than other cleansing oils, so I have to work a little bit harder at massaging it so I know my makeup is off. But the thing that really upsets me about this product is the fact that it burns the fuck out of my eyeballs. Like, my eyes, I'm like crying. It really hurts. Now, I know I can use like a separate eye makeup remover with like a cotton pad, but I want something that, you know, like the cleansing, but I want something that will take everything off, you know, in one go. So if I can avoid eye makeup remover, I'll like it. But this one, it just, like, every time I'm like, it's okay, I'll be careful, I'll avoid my eyes. But somehow it still burns the hell out of my eyes. I really didn't like this. But I know Joan likes it, so of course, you know. One other offense as well for me is the smell. It has such a high fragrance that, I guess it's like more, it's like the camellia in here, but I don't, it smells too floral for me. And the fact that it's just okay at cleansing, removing makeup. I'm sorry, Joan, I'm sorry. Now, actually that's the only shit. The rest is just okay. The Uju Whitening Moisture Core Cream. The concept of this is that there's 2 creams in here. I used up almost all of it. There's like the moisturizing cream, and then around the cream is surrounding is the moisture gel. And what you're supposed to do is, if you have oily skin, you take more of the gel than the cream, and if you have dry skin, it's the other way around. You take more of the cream and then you mix it, and you know you can kind of customize it. And when you think about it, you're like, oh, that'd be great for, like, you know, changing seasons. But I don't think you're gonna have the cream long enough for it to like change, maybe unless it's like fall or spring, and it's like right at that change of seasons, because I don't think you're gonna make one bottle last the whole year. But I don't really care for it because, well, if you don't really wear makeup, it's great. It's super hydrating, super moisturizing. I don't think it whitens my skin or brightens it in any way. It's just a basic moisturizer for me. But I find that if I use it under makeup, it's too cakey. Even though it's skincare, it's almost like it's cakey. So my makeup sits really weird on top of it, and it almost adds like a really thick layer on my skin. Even if I apply like a thin amount, it just doesn't let makeup sit well on top of it. So that's why it's in like eh. It's good for moisturizing, but if you wear makeup like me, then it's just like eh. Next, the Clio Kill Cover Stamping Foundation. I made a review on this, which I have yet to upload, so that will be up hopefully next week. You open it up, you get your mirror in the cap actually. And this one comes with a special sponge, which you'll see in the review. But it's one of those net foundations. I think this actually came out before the Misha and Etude House ones. It's not a bad foundation. For me, it's not a bad foundation. However, I do have to work at it, and you would think in the, like with other Clio foundations with the Kill Cover name on it, you'd think the coverage is going to be super high. And I think if your skin is better than mine, it would be a full coverage. But for me, it was more like a medium, pushing a tiny bit towards full, but just only a little bit. So it's not super full coverage, which, you know, it's fine, but I don't want to have to keep building it up, you know what I mean? Because it can look a little thick because it's more on like the matte side. So I feel like if you build matte foundations more and more, it'll just end up looking cakey. So really great if you have more oily skin and you need something more long wearing, and you want something more matte, but your skin is a little bit better than mine. There's not as much unevenness, and it's more just like discoloration. And just evening out the skin tone, where I have like individual like freckles and maybe the occasional blemish or two. So this is all right. That's why it's in my eh. Another Clio product is the Pro Artist Liquid Concealer in the color correcting shade Orange. I was really excited for this because the concealers I fucking love the concealers. They're one of my favorite concealers of all time. And I was like, oh my god, they have like a corrector shade. That's the worst place to watch it. There was like, oh wow, they have a corrector shade. I can use this under my eyes and it will really cancel out my dark circles. But the thing is, it's kind of watery compared to the concealers. My camera overheated. But I feel like the formula is a little bit more watery. So, I mean, I'm not trying to come up in here with like really orange under eyes. But if I'm gonna blend it out, it doesn't do that much in terms of color correcting. And then I put concealer on top, and it overall didn't make a difference. Then that's where I have an issue with it. So it's okay. I mean, it color corrects a little bit, but I feel like this would only really be good for people that maybe if you have a much deeper skin tone and you have like the darkness around the mouth, then you can use it to even that out a little bit before you put your foundation on top. I think that will help that way, so you can cover a wider area rather than like a really concentrated area like the dark circle. And then this is not the actual bottle I put in this bottle, which is actually one of the reasons why it's in the eh category. I forgot the name of it, but I'll put it like right somewhere around here. Which is the name and what the original product looks like. And it's like a setting mist, but more like an oil mist. And it says it's supposed to fix your makeup and set it, but honestly, I don't think it helps in the way of like setting your makeup for longer wear. I love it in the sense that I can use it to, if I have a lot of powders, especially when I bake, it really makes the skin look super natural again. Like it really brings it back to the, like I didn't powder my face today, but it really brings it back to that really just natural skin look, which is what I love it for. Also because I feel like it has some oil and a bit of rose water in there, so you do have to mix it because it separates. But the thing I really dislike about this is the fact that, well, one, the original bottle doesn't spray like a mist. It literally, maybe it was just my bottle, but it was literally spritzing out like a straight line. Like, fuck, it looked like a fucking Nerf gun. It was really bad. Like, I couldn't do anything because I can't even do that thing where you spray in the air and like let it fall on your face, because it's literally just a stream of mist. Not mist, a stream of like water basically. But even after transferring it to like several other bottles, no matter what bottle I put, no matter how fine of a mist the bottle can make, this, I guess because of the formula, it never mists out properly. Like, even with this one, it sprays more like, it'll mist out like a fine mist, but it's more in a circle where there's nothing in the middle. So when if I sprayed it directly at my face like this, I would only be getting here, if that makes sense, and like no mist here, which is so annoying. So I would have to like do this, but it's so uneven. I'll have more on some areas, less on others, and so that's what made it so annoying. So I guess I would have to do more like this, but the formula of the thing, I guess, is what causes this. But other than that, it's great. But in terms of like the delivery, fucking wing. Another A in here is the ColourPop highlighter in Flexitarian. Someone actually recommended this to me because I used Lunch Money so much. They were like, oh my god, you should try Flexitarian because it's Lunch Money on crack. And it is. It's so pigmented. Oh, it is such a pretty highlighter. But, oh my, that is fucking gorgeous. However, I feel like when the thing is, whenever I use ColourPop products on my cheeks, I always do it on powdered skin. Also, just because from experience, I feel like for me, I like it the way it blends out easier and it lasts on the skin when it's on top of powder. But with this one, I feel like when I'm blending it, like the swatch looks gorgeous, but I feel like just because of the terrible texture of my skin and the unevenness, it almost like blends out almost from what I remember into like nothing. And then I'm left with just like the glitter shimmers in it. So it's just like, it's really pretty, but it's like patchy looking on my face. So if you have really smooth skin and really young, fresh skin, I mean, not saying like I'm ancient or anything, but if your skin is just really great in general, this would be amazing highlight. You want that glow, this is where it's at. It's just that with my skin texture, it's, you know, it's not ideal. Next up is the Etude House My Little Nut eyeshadows. I did talk about this entire collection. Oh, there's one thing I forgot in my hits. The lipsticks, amazing lipsticks. You need them, especially if you have dry lips. But my whole review on this and the lipsticks will be up here, hopefully, or down below in the description box. But the pigmentation on these eyeshadows, kind of whatever. But it, you know, it did set me up for the fantasticness that is the personal color palettes. These ones were a little too shimmery and kind of like dusty and like fallout. There's a lot of fallout. They're really powdery. They look fine on the eyes, I guess, but you do have to like build them up lightly, because if you going too hard, then there's all this fallout. And I don't know, they're really pretty shades, and they're great if you don't mind having to work for these colors. Yeah, they're all right. And they do come in really pretty packaging, and the packaging feels really substantial. Like, you can really take this out and it'll be fine. Another product is the Innisfree Eye Contour Sticks. These are really pretty in terms of like pigmentation. I think these are meant to like add shape and dimension to the eye. These colors are so pretty, the ones that I got. These are actually colors that are very similar to the eyeshadows, but it really does, you know, make it easy because it's in a stick form. Really great for adding, like I said, dimensions to the eye really quick. Super blendable, really quick to apply and just, you know, on the go and all that. But it doesn't really do much in terms of like long wear. By the end of like even 3 hours, I feel like it's not really there anymore. It's not like, it's like, oh, it looks like shit. It's not there anymore. So it's alright. Maybe because like I've mentioned many times, my eyelids are oily, so maybe that's just me. If you have more dry eyelids, then these will probably look beautiful on you. Next up is actually a pony effect product. This is the Mega Curling Mascara. This is a really interesting mascara because the applicator looks like a toothbrush almost. It has like little teeth that are made out of plastic, and I guess it's to like grab each lash. And because of the shape, it actually makes it easy to grab the lashes. However, I almost feel like these bristles are too long, and the number of times that I've like poked my eye, I can't even count. It's so like, you think you're not near your eye, but it will poke your eye. So you have to make sure it's like really like the bristles are really straight up, and you're just kind of like doing this, because sometimes I accidentally go in at an angle like this and I end up like scratching my eye. It's so painful, but it really makes the lashes look super like thick and like long because there's like little fibers in there. The formula is really great. It's in this A category because I wish it was less painful to apply. Not saying that it's gonna poke you, but just for me, I'm not used to the shape, so I know it's just really painful. So don't be an idiot and apply it the way I did. All right, last but not least, actually in least. Oh god, my camera overheated again. Sorry about that. I was hanging out with Youngkook the other day, and he was like, "Boy, I got the tea to spill to you about that cause art." Because we were shopping for skincare. He was like, "I got the tea to spill for you about the pimple pads." I was like, "Oh shit, what is it now?" Because I included it in my skincare essentials box, so I was like, oh shit, I just like gypped all these people. But the thing is, it definitely worked out. Of course, it's famous for a reason. Like, it works out for a lot of people. However, he told me, he's just like, it's just like, have you seen the ingredients? I was like, oh my god, not really, because I was running off of all these other people's reviews, which is my fault. It's definitely my fault. As like a beauty guru or a beauty YouTuber, it should be my duty to be checking these ingredients, which from now on, I probably should be doing more often. But he's like, it's just like a regular toner. So I was like, oh my god. Because for me, I thought this is something that can, exfoliate your skin, and it does to some extent, but he was like, you're only getting your skin exfoliated because you're using a cotton pad to scrub your face. And I was like, oh shit. If this works out for you, that's great. But for me, in terms of like formula, I want something like it's not bad or anything. It doesn't cause me, it hasn't broken me out, but excuse me. But I've slowly realized that for my skin, I really need to exfoliate chemically often, or else you'll see it in my skin, because I'll get I'll get dead skin that you can really see. For some people, that's not the case. But now that it's winter, I was like, it's not working anymore. It's not working. But I found out because the ingredients there's no AHA or BHA ingredients in here, like ingredients that will chemically exfoliate the skin. It's just the actual physical act of you wiping your skin with the side of the cotton pad that's a little bit more textured, that's causing your skin to be exfoliated in a way. Hopefully, for those of you that did buy my skincare essentials box, this is working out for you. I'm sorry if it's not exactly doing much for you, but it's not that it's going to like cause you to break out and it's bad for your skin. It's just that it's not hyped up for what it says that it is. There is an alternative to this though. Misha has one from their Super Aqua line. So if you're interested in these, just pick up the Misha ones, because I've been using those, and girl. Alright, so that was my hits, shits, and AUOKs, I guess, for December. Tomorrow's January 1st, y'all. Well, here at least. Is it? No. I don't know, is it 30 or 31 days? Anyway, it's 2017 now, y'all. So I really had a fantastic 2016. It's been so damn wild. So I have to say, I really appreciate every single one of you that come back to watch my videos and, spend time with me, and how that I'm so fucking lonely here. I'm really hoping in 2017 I can bring you even better stuff while remaining consistent in what I do. Really thankful for everyone that's been sticking around, and also everyone that's new. So I hope you guys enjoy that. All the products that I talked about today will be linked down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2017. Bye.